So this next video is called, this is the chapter 4 meta for Fortnite. So this is fully explained here. Only about 8.5-minute video. So we'll go ahead and watch it.
There are 9 new weapons in Fortnite chapter 4. Some are well balanced, some are not, and some are basically just reskins of old weapons. I'm going to tell you how good they are, but most importantly, which loadouts you should be taking depending on your personal playstyle. Starting things off with the assault rifles. There are 3 total. The regular assault rifle, the red...
Actually, I need to do something real quick before we continue this. So Twitch doesn't throw a fit. Alright.
Eye assault rifle and the tactical assault rifle, which is only available through the reality augment.
You should have put touch grass, right? Yeah. I mean, that was my answer. Touch grass.
Which is called tactical armory. Now, whichever one of you 3 you choose is based on your specific playstyle. So the regular assault rifle is better for box fighting. It has a little bit more spray potential because the fire rate's higher, but the red eye assault rifle has much higher damage per shot.
I think this video might be a tad bit old. I think this was last season because I see the scar in here and the thunder shotgun, but I mean...
shot, and it has the red dot sight, so it's a little bit better for playing Storm Surge and through the early and mid game. However, the regular assault rifle is just much better generally for end game. So whichever one you choose here is a little bit of personal preference and whatever style of gameplay that you're playing. Now, the tactical assault rifle, on the other hand, is very, very useful for end game, and in particular just for ammo management, mainly due to the fact that it uses small ammo rather than using medium ammo, and I'll come to strategies with that a little bit later on. Next up is the shotguns. Yet again,
old tac shotgun. I don't know. I feel like the old tac shotgun is just the combat shotgun now, to be honest. I think they just renamed it.
In 3 specific shotguns currently in the meta: Thunder Shotgun, Maven Auto, and the Combat Shotgun. So the Thunder Shotgun is basically the pump with a little bit different crosshair and a little bit of a different spread, but you can think of the damage as the same as a regular pump. The Maven Auto Shotgun is basically the same as the Tactical Shotgun. So yet again, there's slight differences in the fire rate and the ammo capacity. The damages are a little bit different. However, in terms of playstyle, that's how you should think about them. The third one is the Combat Shotgun, which is also available through the Tactical Armory perk, and this is really useful if you're playing high ground in endgame. For SMGs, there's...
Now, I will say, I'll kind of update this because I know this is probably a little bit old, and I did make a video reacting to something similar to this last week. I believe the best shotguns right now that are meta in the game are the Havoc shotgun, the Combat shotgun, and the Maven. So obviously the Havoc's the #1, in my opinion. I feel like it's just a little better than the Thunder shotgun was.
3, there's the Machine SMG, the Twin Mag SMG, and then also the Tactical Pistol. You may sit and go, Reese, Tactical Pistol, that's not an SMG. Well, it's actually automatic, and if you've watched one of my shorts on it, which you can find on my channel, you'll realize it has a 2x headshot multiplier. It's automatic, and it's very, very powerful. Now, which one you choose out of these is predominantly just the Twin Mag SMG. It's about 10% better DPS than the Machine, and it reloads very, very quickly. I'm not really sure any situation where I would choose a Machine over the Twin Mag, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that the Twin Mag is better. In terms of marksman rifles, there's...
Now, I will say, as far as SMG goes, obviously you're going to pick the Twin Mag. However, I don't think I would run SMG for my build this season for Season 2. I would definitely run the Havoc suppressed assault rifle. Or, if you don't want to do that, it would definitely be the pistol.
2, there's the DMR and the Excalibur rifle. Now, the DMR, not very many pros are using it so far, but it is very, very strong. It has a 55 body shot damage in the gold variation, and it has, I think, a 90 headshot damage as well. So my mental arithmetic, I think that's 1.6 3 times. Oh, I definitely did that maths off the top of my head. Headshot multiplier, which is really, really powerful. But again, it's not that reliable because it doesn't have a hit scan weapon. It has some bullet drop. So I'm not saying it's not worth taking, but realistically in competitive, I don't see many players using this. Unlike the Excalibur rifle. Now, the Excalibur rifle is one of the most broken weapons in the entire game, in the entire history of the game, I would say. It's like a sniper, but also clinger sniper at the same time. If you hit someone in the head, it's an one-hit KO, insta-dead. They do roughly 150 to the head, but because it fires a sword, that sword lands and then explodes on the player like a clinger does. So you could just constantly shoot this at boxes. If you're on high ground, yet again, you could just grief all the players down below by spamming explosives down there at them. If you're in a fight, you can just consistently hit their walls over and over and over again with it. And in its current state, you basically have to have it in your inventory for competitive right now. I do hope this gets nerfed in the future, but
Now, I will say, especially if it was a mythic, this thing did some damage. However, since I don't even think it's in the game no longer, but I would say the Red Eye is probably the best choice right now for long range. Is the 1911 in Fortnite? I don't think it is.
But hey, I guess we just gotta find out and wait and see. Now, in the overall meta, there's a bunch of other stuffs like rocket launcher and all the bows, but these aren't in competitive. But one thing that is the Shockwave Hammer. Now, the Shockwave Hammer...
And obviously, this season, the Shockwave Hammer was replaced with the Sword, which is 10 times better than the Shockwave.
Is currently bugged, from what I can understand, because currently you can actually hit people through walls, and that is not intentional. But the Shockwave Hammer, outside of that, is also extremely busted. Now, there are going to be solo cups this season, which are called Victory Cups, and if you are not taking a Shockwave Hammer, you are missing out, because it's essentially just infinite free mobility that you can fly around the map with. So 100% take the Shockwave Hammer if you're playing solos. Now, in duos, I haven't tested if there's ways that you can launch you and your teammate in the right direction. I've not seen any of the best players do this yet, so you may both need to carry a Shockwave Hammer for it to be effective in duos. As always, I'll try update in the comments below if I find something out here, though. Another note that I want to add in here is that launch pads are also in the game, but you can only get these from supply drops, so you're not going to get them from floor spawns. So if you ever see a supply drop on the map, it's absolutely worth going for in competitive, because there's not many launch pads available total in the entire game, and this is the only place you're going to be able to get one, which obviously is incredibly good mobility. There's also impulses, which aren't that much use for competitive, and grenades, which are not in comp. So let's get into...
I mean, I feel like for mobility purposes, the Sword's definitely taken over for mobility. They still have launch pads here and there at certain locations. And then obviously rifts. I believe that's about the only way, other than the aerialist perk, that you can really get around with mobility right now, other than vehicles. And loadouts, we're getting into loadouts right now. I'll tell you guys right now, meta loadout for what I believe Chapter 4 Season 2 is the Red Eye, the Havoc shotgun, either the automatic pistol, the Havoc suppressed assault rifle, and then the Sword. Plus, always carry splashes on you, but the number one is the gold slurp juice, or the legendary slurp juice. Comes in a 2-pair. Carry that. Your Fortnite name is Terminator 6059. All right, I'll add you after the stream here, okay?
To the loadouts that you should use and how you should combine these with the reality augments. So in terms of what your actual loadout is going to look like, AR is going to be either the regular assault rifle or the Red Eye. The shotgun will be the Thunder or the Maven shotgun, whichever one is really your preference. Your third, depending on what it's going to be, will be Shockwave Hammer, the Excalibur, or an SMG. I would say if you're playing solos and you're looking to win a game, Shockwave Hammer all the way. If you're trying to W key, maybe take the Twin Mag SMG instead. And if you're in duos, just take the Excalibur every time. The other two items are always going to be double heals, so like minis and bigs or chug splashes.
Yeah, so this is outdated, definitely. So again, Red Eye, Havoc shotgun, Havoc suppressed assault or pistol, and then obviously a sword and legendary slurp. What's your Fortnite name? My Fortnite name is X Rochasaurus X. Yep. So if you want to send me a friend request, go ahead. It's literally my streamer name, but with an X in front and back.
And then for the augments, you're basically always going to want to use Forecast, as you'll be able to see the next storm circle. And the rest of them are more ones you just want to look out for. Bush Warrior regenerates your health and partial shields while you're inside bushes, and this is really good for Storm Surge. You can just sit in these bushes, tag players, and if they hit you back, your shield's just going to auto regenerate, so super strong. Aerialist gives you glider redeploy that doesn't go into your inventory, so this is unbelievably powerful for, again, solos in particular. If you're just on a high layer, you could just glide to the front. And Splash Medic is also very good. Will give you the chance to find chug splashes in every container you open. And a container is not just a chest, this includes ammo boxes and really anything of that sort. So there's a high chance that you're going to get a lot of chug splashes with this. So that's just the general recommendation I'd give for a loadout. However, there are some really interesting small things that you can tweak depending on your playstyle and game mode. So if you're W keying in duos, for example, what I would recommend is one player having the Shockwave Hammer and then one player having the Excalibur. And that player that has the Excalibur can also use the Bloodhound augment. Now this, when you hit the enemies with your marksman rifle or bow shots, are marked for a brief duration. And this also counts with the Excalibur
Bloodhound's
since it is a marksman rifle.
So
what one player will do is they will open the fight with the Excalibur and it'll tag the opponents so it'll show where they are. Then the player with the Shockwave Hammer can just use that to fly onto them, break their builds with it, and then allow both players to finish that one player very quickly. So it's a nice little strategy for W keying in duos. For in more surge heavy games, some things you might want to look out for is both players running the Red Eye assault rifle rather than using the regular assault rifle, just because it does a much better job at getting storm surge. There's also the Jelly Angler augment, which will allow you to consistently fish up a bunch of different jellyfish. And the main strategy for this has been patched, which is just to infinitely sit in zone and heal. However, you can do some really cool strategies that involve trading surge. So if in that second, third, fourth zone, you have a water near you, you can fish up a bunch of these jellyfish, have them in your base, and then when you need surge, you can play a little bit more confidently while going for tags, because you know if you get hit back, you have all of these additional heals that are left next to you that you can infinitely fish back. And in a stacked surge game, I would also recommend both players just run the Excalibur. It's so powerful that there's no point in not taking. Similar to the heavy sniper.
Again, Excalibur's outdated. We don't use it no more. However, I feel like the best augmentations right now are probably light fingers if you're going to run a bunch of SMGs or pistols, aerialist, munitions, medium munition slide, and shotgun, what is it, shotgun save ammo or something like that, where it recycles shotgun ammo. To me, those are the best ones right now.
You can just double Excalibur players' walls and roofs and just guarantee damage on the players inside if they're not paying attention. The Shockwave Hammer is good, but for a duos where you need surge, the Excalibur rifle just absolutely comes out on top. Now, if this does get nerfed in the future, I might change my mind on this. So if you're watching this video maybe in a couple days, in a couple weeks, and it has been nerfed at this point, potentially look to switch this out for SMGs or a Shockwave Hammer if it's also still in the meta. And one of the coolest things you can do is on height. Now, there's two specific things you want to look for on height. So remember earlier I said Aerialist is a very good augment to have, which is the one that will give you glider redeploy. Well, that's not necessarily the one you may want to use while being on high ground. You want to look at soaring sprints. Now this, every time you sprint,
outdated,
and jump, you're going to get low gravity.
We no longer have soaring sprints.
All of your fall damage, but it'll also allow you to go up higher, to mantle higher if you want to retake high ground, and go from the back side of the zone to the front side much easier without having to build and waste your materials on some of the earlier moving zones. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. Peace.
Obviously, this video is a little outdated, but I felt like overall it was pretty good on what it was talking about for its time period, which was last season.
Hey guys, if you like the video, make sure you head over to the page, hit that like button, scroll over, smash that subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified for future video drops, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.